interesting because Muslims, Christians, Catholic, Jewish people, they have different beliefs, but it seems like when it comes to sexual behavior, they all practice the same kind of, sort of. Like, you won't show, the very religious people will not show affection in public. They usually do not have sexual intercourse before they get married. Sex is for procreation, so it's kind of like similar beliefs. And as well with the Jewish people, the very religious Jewish people have very specific practice when it comes to sexuality. It's becoming very challenging when they approach me for help, because I cannot recommend a lot of things that I will recommend people who do not practice any religion. I cannot, actually, I recently discovered that they may be able to add some sort of sex toys, but I know that I cannot ask them to practice with masturbation or self-pleasuring, because they're not allowed to do that. I know that, again, sex is not for pleasure, it's for procreation. So I cannot tell them, okay, why don't you take your wife and try to do this or that. So it's very challenging. And I do get a lot of questions from this type of population, from religious people. They ask for help, especially the men. Help with the performance, but it's a bit more challenging because how can I recommend things when they cannot do it just for fun or pleasure? So,
are positions also, have you seen positions tabooed in certain religions?
What do you mean when you say positions taboo?
Missionary, so forth. I mean, are there positions they're not allowed to use? Are there certain things that you've seen that they can't do?
You know what? I'm not really sure about that. I should ask. I have few friends who are very religious, and I should ask them. I've never thought about it.
I know there's certain religious groups that I've encountered in the past. I know that they have certain ones they can't do because it either degrades the woman or whatnot, and they kind of pull those out of there. That's okay.
If you let me assume, I would assume that they probably go missionary, but I don't know. They may be open-minded, actually. They may let themselves, when they do it, try several positions and according to their preference. I'm not sure. I should ask, and I will let you know next time.
Hey, well, definitely have you back on. Now, obviously, some of these religious conservatives, and nothing bad against them, they just have their religious beliefs. If they can't do certain things, and I'm not saying positions in this matter, but if they can only procreate, I would assume there's an energy buildup that's happening. Do they tend to go elsewhere to release it? I'm sorry?
You're very right. You're suppressing, imagine you suppress a lot, like a huge amount of energy. It's difficult, and I think it's a daily struggle for some, especially during the years you're a teenage, when your hormones, as I mentioned before, get crazy and we're very sexual. I think you have to find ways to release this type of energy, but it's very difficult because the religious limit it. So it seems to me like it will come to expression in some other ways, like maybe anger or frustration or unhappiness. I cannot see it go away, but I can see, like Buddhism, the Buddhists don't speak and don't have sex for one reason. They think these two activities is a waste of energy. Actually, the opposite. They think it's such a waste of energy that they don't need to do it, but they have such a higher level of self-control, and they put themselves in a different space, in a different zone, that maybe religious people do that as well. Like, I wish I would knew how.